Sorry, just getting a bit carried away looking at myself in the viewfinder, and I've got a bit of a grumpy cat thing going on. I think it's several times I've tried to do this video already and it's just not been happening. So anyway, Ben, What's Not Turning Free, did a video a couple of weeks ago called the Introspection Initiative, and it's kind of collaboration. He's come up with Lee from Daniel Hussey's channel to kind of try and kickstart some kind of thing. We don't know. Try and kickstart something. I mean, video responses don't really happen on YouTube anymore because of the way they've changed things, but that does not mean we cannot respond to each other's videos. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, the aim of this is to do 3 strengths, 1 weakness of yourself in an introspective way. Might as well get the ball rolling. I think Ben was saying, sense of humour, but you agree with him. It's a bit of a cop out, and it's subjective, really, isn't it? But saying that, I have tried stand-up comedy a couple of times, and it's always gone down quite well. I've not really progressed from the stage of doing it in a local venue, relatively small local venue, to doing it anywhere else, and maybe it's something I should think about pursuing, but it's not happened yet. Maybe more on that later. So not that, I think, but I have, like I say, I've done the stand-up stuff. I have taught schools with Shakespeare, and also delivering workshops while doing that. So I think a sense of stagemanship is a strength that I have. I'm quite comfortable talking to a crowd of people, putting myself up there into that situation. I do quite thrive on that pressure of having to perform in front of a group of people. So I think that is a strength, that stagemanship work. Second one, I'd say I was quite a grounded person. I think we've all been through rough times in our lives. I know for me certainly there's been points maybe 10 or so years ago where things had gone off the rails a bit, and it wasn't for support of family and stuff. I don't know where I'd be today. I certainly wouldn't be where I am right now, and so I think that really sort of centres you and grounds you a bit. So yeah, I'd consider myself to be a grown-up. People are saying, oh, well, shouldn't be playing with toys and stuff like that, that's not a very grown-up thing to do. I'm like, well, you know what, I pay my bills on time, I hold down a job, I don't exploit other people for my own personal gain or amusement, and I'll keep a tidy household, a relatively tidy household. So I think in those marks I am a grown-up. I hit the grown-up marks, and if I like action figures and things like that, then that's just bringing a little bit of joy into your life, and that doesn't have anything to do with age whatsoever, or a sense of being a grown-up. In fact, it's a completely different category. That's hobbies. Hobbies are not what make you a human being at the end of the day. They do. What am I talking about? I think hobbies don't have any reflection on your maturity, unless your hobbies are like pushing grandmas downstairs, because that's not right. That's quite an immature thing to do. Anyway, yes, number 3. I'm on the 3rd one now. I think I'm quite optimism. I think is quite a strength of mine. I do have a cheerful and sunny disposition. I don't have a cheerful and sunny disposition at all, but I am quite an optimistic person. I might come off as being dry and dry. I'll go with dry. I can come across as quite dry, but I am deep down. I am. They say you can't polish a turd, but at the end of the day, that turd is going to probably fertilise some things and good things are going to grow out of it. So you know, I do like to think where everything's place is and look at the good in everything rather than get bogged down in the past or no, you know, things that could go wrong. I'd rather look at say, yeah, that is actually a brilliant thing with, you know, when I'm looking at things on the outside. So anyway, let's get onto weakness. This was a tough one for me to think of the weakness, not because I'm going like, oh, I don't have any weaknesses, me, that's my weakness, I don't have any weaknesses. No, it's because there's too many come to mind. The first one I was thinking about is gluttony. It's one of the 7 deadly sins, isn't it? So I kind of have quite a gregarious personality at times, and so I am very prone to excess. You know, like eating, like the food, like drinking. So I think that's, yeah, gluttony was a contender. I don't think it's going to be the one I'm choosing. I find it hard to make small talk with people. Like I said, I'm very good at talking to a group of people, or you know, talking in front of the camera. Talking to maybe 1 or 2 people, it's kind of, that's me. It's very standoffish. I'm very, people confound and surprise me all the time, human beings, but I do find it hard sometimes to just share with people. People who, I am quite envious of people who can, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm, you know, emotionally stunted in any way. I do have a good gauge on how I feel, you know, my own emotions, but sharing it with other people, it's not really my kind of thing. So when people share their emotions with me, I always feel a bit lost for words, and you know, can't really think what to say in those kind of situations. So I kind of do feel a bit standoffish at times. But nah, we're not going to go for that. I think really, mainly laziness. Laziness is main weakness I'll go for, and it's not. I think it's laziness that's fed by fear of failure and rejection. So I think that's, you know, I do like to prognosticate on things. And I don't, like I say, I really did a couple of good stand-up things in you know, local venues. Have I bothered to try and doing it somewhere else? See how I'd go now, because that's be right out of my comfort zone. So I've kind of just put it off. And so there is kind of a laziness of that. I've got some stuff I could do around the house, but you know, like, what have I messed the house up? I'm not really a DIY specialist, so yeah, it's kind of, I do put things off, and I shouldn't do. I put things off that I should not put off, and that is, I think, my introspection. Don't fail at the final hurdle, Richard. Don't fail. That is my introspection initiative. So I hope you've enjoyed, and good luck with it all.